The Kingdom of Kind by Jenny Phillips. Once upon a time, there was a prince named Prince Eric, and he was looking for happiness. He tried paying for friends and all the stuff he could, but that didn't work for him. So he sailed away on a boat, and the boat had a great shipwreck because of a storm. And then he landed on this island, and he said, "Help to it." He said, "I demand you to help me," to a man. And then the man took him into the house and told him the 3 keys to happiness. But first he had to tell him 48 things that he was grateful for. And then he actually did 50. Later, he got so happy, he ran to the house and said, "I figured it out." And then the man told him the 3 keys. The 3 keys were
Gratitude,
service, and work. So later, he sailed back to his place on a boat, but he didn't do it yet. He actually met a boy named Milo and gave him his pet puppy named Dune. And then Milo made it onto the island he was looking for, and then he was all by himself. But Prince Eric demanded him to let him off, but the ship didn't let him because they didn't believe he was Prince Eric. So then Prince Eric jumped off the boat and helped Milo look for the person he was looking for. Later, they found a cave because there was another great thunderstorm, and then they met a shepherd. And then later, Prince Eric sailed back to his place, and he wanted to marry someone, so he was looking for someone super kind. He couldn't find anyone, but he remembered he really wanted the lady who cooked super good named Tibby to cook for him again, and made super good rolls that melted in his mouth. They were so good. And then later, he was looking for people. He was looking for Tibby's daughter named Rose. He found her and then married her. Then they adopted a few poor kids that didn't have a mother or a father. And then later, there was someone sneaking in their farm. So then they had to get them out of the farm, and then they figured out it was the shepherd from earlier that Milo and Prince Eric met. And then he had a note for him, a scroll that they had to read. And then the shepherd leaned over to Prince Eric's ear and said, "You're not the real king." And then later, he read the scroll, and the scroll told him who the real king was. He needed a bark. He needed a piece of wood that had a rose or a tree on, a picture of a tree or a rose on it. That means that was the real king. And then they searched and searched, and they figured out it was Prince Eric's friend that was the true king. And named Peter. Peter got excited when he figured it out. So
is Prince Eric happy?
Prince Eric was super happy because he figured out it was Peter's family that was the true rulers.
And how was he happy even though he wasn't king?
He was happy because it was just joyful to see. Because
Remember his wife and kids?
Yeah, his wife and kids got to live in a new home, a nice cottage, and they got to
Good job.
farm on this pretty orchid farm. The end.
Okay, and do you recommend this book?
Yes.
What did you like about it?
I liked that the end that he figured out he wasn't the king, and it was actually his friend that was the king.
So what do you think this book could teach us?
To be kind to one another.
All right. Thank you, Micah.